and it's something that he never brought up. But it's an intriguing point to me. The earth is getting bigger and the days are getting longer. That's incredible. But it's just something to ponder, just something to think about. Especially in light of the people that, the overpopulation alarmists out there. Like God's an incompetent. We got to step in and, help God. So we're the new gods of the world. We're going to tell you how. Just listen to us, and you're going to be all right. They're full of crap. Oh, the RFID chipping, man, this is downright creepy. It's insidious and it's acutely disconcerting, yet also comforting because it designates that we really are living at the end of the age and that we're going to have a new age coming in. But this really looks like the mark of the beast. This idea that they're going to try to force people eventually. Right now it's all innocuous and innocent. Oh, you don't have to get one, but if you want, your boss wants you to get one. So you get all these people that comply and they suck everybody else in. If you don't have a chip, well, that's your problem. You just got to get a chip. That's why you can't eat. That's why you can't buy and sell. Just get a chip. Come on, jump on the bandwagon. You can't beat us. Join us. We have all the power. We got the chips. Get a chip. Get chipped. Get the mark of the beast. Sick, man. But there we are. I was talking about the power that man can get in restraining himself sexually. But I imagine a woman could probably have the same thing. But the power might be just the power that a man has to ask a woman out, because as any man knows, that's a tough task. We don't dig rejection, and and we can get very addicted very quickly to the right woman. That love at first sight thing it can be very compulsive for men, but it might give you the power to restrain yourself in other ways and to have the wherewithal to ask a woman out. That's all you really need. So to me, success would be much better. I mean, to me, finding a good woman is worth more than, all the money in the whole world. That's nothing. That's not success in my book. Okay, that's I talk about that all the time, how I feel about that. Now, if I see success across the board, when I see everybody becoming prosperous across the board, a rising tide of prosperity, I'm all for that. But until I see that, I'm not really that excited about making, a lot of money. It just doesn't do a damn thing. But a good woman, now that's a beautiful thing. That can really add to your enjoyment of life. I know how good that feels. And that's something I've never gotten over. I have always missed that since I've been apart from my wife. And, until that changes, then, I'm in limbo in that regard. And I'm feeling like half a man, because once you've been married, you feel like you're whole. There's no going back from that, But still, each one of us will stand on our own. And we do. It is, at the end of the day, it's kind of an every man for themselves, and getting ourselves ready to stand before our owner, our creator, one-on-one someday, and explaining every careless word that ever came out of our mouths. So every fake laugh, every bad thought, deed that we ever did. So that's more important. Because there's a lot of single people out there. 25% of American men purportedly, and some 50% of women are single, okay, over 50, and 25% of men over 50 are single. So that's a huge swath of the population. So somehow people got to get comfortable to some degree. It's tough, but that's the way it is. I was talking about transgenderism and hermaphrodites and how rare that is, and I looked up the statistics. It's approximately 1/20th of 1% of people are born hermaphrodite. So in nature, it's a very rare occurrence. Very, very exceedingly rare occurrence. That's about 1 out of every 2,000 people. Jeff Sessions should be dumped. He's gung-ho about this stealing American citizen stuff through this asset forfeiture, civil asset forfeiture business, just inducing law enforcement agencies to become criminal and deny people their Fourth Amendment rights to be safe in their paper and effects. No due process. It's wrong. David Knight was with Ralph Vistolia interview and talking about vaccines and how wrong this is to force people. It's unconstitutional, in fact. They can't pierce the skin, so it's unconstitutional. You can't be forced to have your skin pierced. So the mark of the beast, good news, it's unconstitutional, and so are vaccines. And that's a premise by which you've got to protect your children or anybody else. If you don't believe in it through your deep research and your corroborating information, you shouldn't have to ever get vaccinated. It's wrong. And we need to know about the vaccine damage fund. Nobody talks about that. They were talking about this. You ever hear the mainstream media? Not once in my whole life I've ever heard them bring up the vaccine damage fund. Okay? It's a real thing. Multi-billions of dollars, like a super fund. McCain is back from death's door to head up the Democratic Party. Yeah, I know he's a Republican, but that's the way Alex Jones put it, and I have to agree. I think that's really the way it is. Just so he could throw a wrench in the health care thing. Vote. Okay, there's locally here in another adjoining county south of us, a Rastafarian church. Oh, that was a bizarre incident where 2 cops were shot. Expected to make a full recovery, but the suspect was shot dead. I guess he was probably trying to steal their pot or something. I don't know. Colonel Anthony Schaefer reporting on a Muslim Brotherhood Democrat operative collusion going on. You know, monetary political conspiracy type thing. That was very interesting on mainstream media. But most of the mainstream media is not talking about that, are they? Let's see. Gerald Flurry, he's this Bible prophet I listen to. I disagree with him. He's another one of these guys that thinks that nuclear war is in the cards, and I don't. I think the Battle of Armageddon might have already taken place. There's evidence to suggest that God could shut down all the nuclear. Okay. Believe it or not, I mean, there's testimonial and there's video evidence that exists of missile tests and UFOs entering the frame of the video, and just looks like they're just lasering off the nose of the warhead and the thing falls harmlessly into the sea. This is the kind of thing God has the power to do through the holy angels, okay? There's been plenty of testimonials about the UFOs shutting down nuclear missile bases entirely, deactivating them all. This is the power God has, so we don't need to worry about it. I really think God's taken over the nuclear thing. We already had the nuclear thing in the Second World War. We're done with it. We're over it. We don't have to go through it anymore. That's my belief. And like I said, I've got a basis for it. You know, I was watching a video, Google ad video for a video, probably on Alex Jones' channel, but you know, it's these monetized videos that Google puts out. But this woman was telling people of these 3 foods to never eat. You know, and it pisses me off because I clicked on to watch just the 3 foods. And right away she started pointing out one. She talked about, I think it was high fructose corn syrup. I can't remember, but you know what? The video that she made people watch didn't have any time limit. You don't know how long you're going to be stuck watching this video. You can't pause it. And it just really pissed me off because I disagree with her too. I'm more of an adherent to Dr. Joel Wallach, even though I don't eat red meat. He's a proponent of this. I mean, she was saying a lot of stuff that people shouldn't eat, that I was thinking, you know what, this stuff that she's saying is not so bad. Some of this other stuff she's saying is bad. So this woman that comes off as an expert, I mean, I've got a lot of training. I was brought up in health food stores. My dad owned the first health food store. I think I was 12 or 13 years old in Felton, California. And I think we were the first health food store in Felton. There was a co-op, which was where all the hippies bought their grain and stuff, nuts and seeds, you know, bulk down there. But nobody went there because it smelled like patchouli oil. But he started this health food store in Felton. I've read countless books. We opened another health food store called Aquarian Age in SoCal, California, which is a suburb. It's in Santa Cruz County, not Southern California, not that SoCal. But I've read a lot of books, and I took health science in college. I know a lot about it. It doesn't mean I follow everything, but I know a hell of a lot about it. And, you know, you got to find out for yourself. You got to get a lot of corroborating evidence, cut through the nonsense. And if you want to know about proper nutrition and diet. The information is not hidden. And just think about what God gave us when he put us here, all the natural stuff. And that's really basically what we're supposed to eat. Lots of clean water. Dinesh D'Souza was educating people on the Nazi relationship to the Socialist Party, which a lot of people don't know, but he was on the show. Very informative guy. Jim Mars passed, one of my favorite gentlemen of all time, a great educator on the JFK assassination and UFO.